God morning, realers. Y'all know what it is. It's your man G1 back up in this habitat, and I'm thankful that you guys are back with me here. So let's get into it. Today we are doing law number 2, the law of reincarnation and karma. Very much things that we already kind of know about, but we're gonna dig deeper today to make a little bit more sense to you, so you can actually utilize these powers. I call them superpowers because as I'm learning about them, I call them superpowers. These universal laws are superpowers that we can all operate within because they're operating around us. And using these super universal laws of power, we can actually manifest, create, design our life the way we desire it to be. So I'm going to make sure my mic is plugged in here, and we're definitely into this. You know what I'm saying? Get my mic right here, if y'all don't mind. I don't mind. Do you mind if I get my mic right? All right, there we go. All right. All right. Appreciate y'all holding on with me right there while I make those little adjustments. All right, so let's get into it, man. So starting a little bit late, a couple of minutes, but a couple of minutes late is still a couple of minutes too late. All right. So with this being said, the law of karma is what we're going into today. And yesterday we talked about, and I've got my notes here today. Yesterday we talked about how harmony, which is the first law, is actually something that calls for karma. In other words, in order for the law of harmony to create and be to stay in a place of harmony, it uses a law like karma to balance everything out, to create harmony. So one of the big things about harmony is that once you have resolved the living a lifetime of harmony, you will be free from the will of reincarnation. So I love how the law of harmony ends with the second law in mind. Okay, because it starts with the second law in mind also. It's like the purpose of karma is to obtain harmony. So that lets you know how they're interconnected. So these laws are very, very powerful. When you talk about harmony, everybody knows what harmony is. Peace, you know what I'm saying? Being at peace with yourself about whatever your life entails, what's going on in your life. Being in harmony is definitely a piece with that, and that's what you want to be at. But the law of karma gets a little bit deeper. It gets deeper, man. It's all beautiful, and it'll help draw a bigger picture for you so you can understand how to navigate these universal laws, make it work for you, benefit, and create the life you desire. So that's the ultimate goal here at God Morning REALLA, is to help you create the life you desire. And I see my man Johnny Quantum 369 is in the habitat this morning. Salute to you, my REALLA. You know what it is. We about to get in and dig deep. So I was just doing my little preface, so you are none too soon, my friend, none too soon. So let's talk about it, man. The law of reincarnation and karma. And if you're watching this on YouTube, go ahead and hit the like button. Go ahead and hit the like button. Go ahead and hit that like button. Also, go ahead and click the subscribe button as well. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit that little bell on the side so you'll be notified when these videos are made for you, because definitely we're doing all 50 laws and you're going to want to see a part of all of that. All right, now that I got all that in play for you, let's get real with it, man. The law of reincarnation and karma, okay? So it says, until you have resolved your karma and fulfilled your dharma, which is a different part of karma. It's more like the deeds or debts that you have to accomplish, so you have to fulfill that and service your karma. Then you will be reincarnated on earth. So in other words, you are reincarnated, which is the law of reincarnation. You are brought back into a physical realm, which is this earth. And as well, you're brought back into a physical body of some sort, whether animal, inanimate object, whatever, whatever the universe desires, because it's all living, it's all energy, and it's all created and manifested in an energetic format. So you actually come back in the form of something to appease and balance that karmic debt that you have in order to move forward into your life, serving your overall purpose. So you're here once again for a purpose, and your karma is part of what you go through to achieve that purpose. So that's why karma is so very important. And you reincarnate once again as many times on, and they call it the Will of Reincarnation. So basically, if you could look at it as a wheel, you're gonna keep going around on that wheel until you get what you need to get. So very important that you understand that, so you can start opening up and seeing what it is you need to do, so you can progress through this life the way you need to. Very important stuff, man. Very important stuff. It almost helps you understand how you should be living your life. You know what I mean? Nobody's perfect, so let's not even get that into perspective here. Nobody's perfect, so you're not going to be able to do it the way you want to do it right away. This takes learning and being sensitive to, hey, there's something that you're being compelled to do for a reason. There's no mistakes. For a reason, you are being compelled to do something, and it's something so that you can draw yourself to learning from that experience what you need to do in order to get on your path and stay on your path and complete your mission while here in this little 3D life suit that we call a human body. Okay, so no one or thing bestows karma on you. That is a result of your choices. So when you're walking around here talking about the devil made me do it and God this, that, and the third, whoop-de-woo, those are what we call Western ideas, okay? That everything is done outside of you. Now, here's where I have a problem with that. Because what it does is it causes you to not accept responsibility for the part that you play in it. If you can, soon as you recognize it, accept the responsibility of any action that you have or any action that's done towards you and accept your part in it, it will help you understand on a level of karma what it was that you were supposed to have happen to you or you were supposed to go through and do so you could experience it and how you deal with it. See, that's the biggest thing, is how you deal with this stuff. How you deal with karma. You know what I'm saying? Things happening dictates how you're going to stay on that wheel or get off that wheel. If every time you come to this reality, you're constantly being one way and you're not learning from that way, you're gonna stay and keep coming back. In the lifetime, those mistakes that you create will continue to come back to you. They'll keep coming back to you time and time and time again, harder and harder and harder until you get it. That, hey, this is something I'm supposed to be doing. Obviously, if I don't have money right now, what is it that I'm doing about money? What is it I'm thinking about money? Why haven't, I changed the way I think about money? How I spend it, how I budget it, how I make it, what I do, how I give it away, how I accept it when it's given to me, what I think about it, how I feel about it, how I act towards it. Do I feel like money is the root of all evil? If I do, then my karmic debt is to get me to understand that money is just a tool that can be used for my benefit. And so therefore, by living in abundance and getting as much money as I can, I break that karmic debt that money has some spell over me and I can't have it. And so therefore now, I'm not able to enjoy life. So that's how you get around that thinking, is to understand that there's a reason for it, number one. Number two, accepting responsibility that it has something to do with the way that you're thinking about it. And three, looking to change it subtly, if nothing else, but to change your thinking, your habits, and the way you choose to deal with it from that point forward helps you to get out of that area that you're stuck in. And that's with anything. I just pulled money out because that's my thing. You know what I mean? And so even through this, I'm telling you, I'm learning as I'm teaching y'all, because this is helping me to understand it on a different level and where I'm at now and how my spirit takes in the information and says, okay, yeah, this is what you're doing. So I'm learning as I'm talking to you using examples that are coming real time from me. So this is some real stuff, man. I'm telling you, this is universal laws are superpowers. I'm gonna say that again. Universal laws are superpowers. If you can accomplish and you can learn to use these universal laws, you will have superpowers that you can exercise in your daily life. Okay? So the next thing is these are results of what you need to accomplish here on earth. So we kind of mixed that one into what we just said. But you seek out, oh, this one right here. Look at the people in your life. Look at the people in your neighborhood. Who are the people in your neighborhood? In your neighborhood. In your neighborhood. Now, why are they in your neighborhood? Why are they in your habitat? There's a reason for it. Let's talk about it. I'm telling you, you're going to love this universal information. It's the superpower. Tell me, look at the people around your life, right? And tell me how this hits you, this statement I'm going to say. You seek out other souls in each life with different karmic configurations to match your needs. I could drop it and stop it right there. I could drop it and stop it right there. Let me tell you why. I'm going to use Johnny Quantum 3693333. I'm going to use Johnny 369 as a perfect example of this. This is my brother from another life. Do you understand me? Like, I've got my brothers that I've been raised with, and I understand and I love them emphatically. But when I tell you that this is my brother that I know how I've rode with in multiple lives, the things we've accomplished in this life together and the things we will accomplish in this lifetime and, you know, in other lifetimes until we get everything on point and achieve that harmony, let me tell you, this brother has rode with me across country lines. This brother has, slept in the car with me. You know what I'm saying? This brother has, provided me with sustenance and food when I didn't have. This brother has given me reason to hop down across state lines and get into a totally different life state and a life mind. I can't tell you what this brother's done to me. And it's because we have rode together and we said this before we knew about any of this stuff. We said this, that we had rode together in past lives. We knew it. We just felt it. You know what I'm saying? The things that we were doing, we felt it. But we didn't know how to use it to our advantage. Now we're learning how to use it to our advantage. Okay? And when I tell you, right, you seek out the souls in each life that have different karmic configurations. So whatever you have going on in your life, right, you're going to find somebody who has an alternate karmic configuration that helps you to connect so you guys can both serve each other's purpose and require the needs, because you're both searching for the someone of a similar karmic configuration in order to connect with. Okay, just like molecules and binding agents and things like that. So you're looking to connect, and so you find those people who will challenge you in certain ways so that you can actually exercise what's needed to accomplish what you got to accomplish. Tell me universe ain't all in one, man. I love the universe. And when I say the universe, trust me, I am very much meaning God. I am very much meaning Allah. I am very much meaning Buddha. I am very much meaning the higher supreme entity and architect of this universe and galaxy and all things within it. So whatever you want to call it, when I say universe, that's what I'm talking about. The essence of all things, the culmination and creation of all things in existence. However you want to say it, that's what I'm talking about. Universe. Beautiful thing, baby. Super, super duper beautiful thing. And you can tell I love it because I'm getting excited just talking about it. Okay? So with that, that's how important it was for me to meet up with this brother called G3, aka Johnny Quantum 369, the one that brings you that powerful philosophy, peace, positive, and preservation. Oh man, he gives it to you. He gives it to you, my brother, my REALLA. So with that, you know what I'm saying? That's who the people in your neighborhood are brought to you for that specific reason. I'm gonna give you a prime example, another prime example. I don't care how long I go today, man. I'm off this morning, so I ain't got to go in, but I have my son, right? Love my son. My son has an issue. Well, he had an issue to where it's not his issue. It's not an issue he can control of. But everybody around him was having more girls than boys. So he didn't really have a lot of boys to play with when he was coming up first couple of years. You know, he'd find them, and I could tell he would play with them differently, automatically. I said, this is going to be a boy's boy, a man's man, right? But he did. All he had was cousins that were females and a couple of maybe cousins that were boys that he didn't see all the time. Well, with that, we moved into our new house, right? And I just was just thinking, man, I was like, man, I hope my son has somebody in the neighborhood he can find and play with that's going to be boys and they can, be boys together. Well, lo and behold, we move in. And matter of fact, before we even get moved in, I see one of the brothers coming to his garage, and good guy, man. He's my neighbor. We start talking, and this is when we're just looking at the house. And he says, "You guys looking?" Yeah, we talking. He says, "Well, I have." He says, "Do you guys have kids?" First of all, do you guys have kids? I said, "Yes." I said, "We got a X amount of year old boy and X amount of year old girl." And he said, "Man, perfect." So I've been trying to find somebody, or I've been waiting. I was hoping that whoever moved into that house would have a boy and a girl around my kid's age. Boop. Guess what? Kids go over there all the time. Their kids come over here all the time. Whether it's in a trampoline on the back, whether it's, we got our own little run lot to where when you go past our house, you go into the forested areas. So they've got a little lane of concrete where they can play and cars don't even turn down that way. Perfect. Everything was set up perfect. Why? Because you seek out who you need and who you desire for what you need them for, and vice versa. Just like you're looking for something, something's looking to match with you. When the student is ready, the teacher will appear. Man, this is universe, this is life, this is beautiful. Do you understand why I say superpowers? All right, let's get into the next one. I took a little bit longer on that one, but just trust and believe. This is full of examples. This is creating itself. It's exposing itself as I'm even going through it. The next thing is acting with intention creates karma. Oh, if you've ever been in court, if you have ever received a ticket, citation, infraction, anything that caused you to sit in front of the court magistrate and discuss your case, you have been officially brought to trial on your intent, whether you know it or not. Okay, go to them CSI things, go to them, SBU, Law and Order, and all that stuff. They're arguing intent and motive, intent and motive, intent and motive. When you have intent, that means that you are doing something because you honestly believe that that's what you're wanting or what you should be doing. And that's the way that you're convicted or tried or your charge is on your intent. You're charged, but then you're brought to court on your intent. And that's what you argue, okay? As well as what you did. Now, when intention is created or into an action, it creates karma. Okay, so the reason why karma is so important is because it requires you to make amends universally for your intent. Yesterday we used the example of throwing a rock through causality into the middle of a lake, and the ripples are the result of your intent going out, your intent and your action going out into the shore, which is also going out, is a metaphor of going out into the universe and then coming back to you. So you don't know when it's going to come back because it all depends on how far it has to go out till it hits that shore and comes back. But when it does come back, it's coming back to you. And that's the karma that people are familiar with. So let me understand you what it is that you can do to understand how to use this superpower to your advantage. Understand when you're acting, what is the intent of your action? If you come home and you are having a bad day and your rams that you do on your family, your rants, your raves, your attitude and all that good stuff, is affecting you, it's because of your intention. You come home with the intent that you're going to take it out on your family because obviously you didn't feel strong enough to take it out on the world when it gave it to you. Which you could have easily said, you know what, I'm going to deal with it right now. Guess what, little dude? You know what I'm saying? This is what I feel about that, and I'm going to get it off my chest right now, and after this, it's whatever. You don't bring it home, but instead you bring it home. And your wife suffers, your kids are suffering, the people and the peace and the harmony in your house have suffered. Why? Because you brought it to the house, and your intent was to take it out on the house because it didn't matter. Oh, Hi, Daddy. What? You know what I'm saying? Where's the food at? And I'm, you know what I'm saying? You see how it builds up in the arguments and cursing and domestic violence. And it's all based off of one thing: intent. Intent. Study intent and understand what it means to intend to do something. That means is a thought that you apply energy to and manifest it and stay on that thought and hold that thought until it physically manifests in your control. Like all thoughts have the ability to do. Stay in your control until you choose to manifest it into something that you've been using your intent to create. So, very important, that one right there. Let's go into the next phase of karma. And I'm getting wrapped up here in a second. Should be done in the next few minutes, man. But just stick around because I'm telling you, karma is that thing. The next one is actions are thoughts, words, deeds, and motives. Intent and desire of each is what should be thought about. So what are you intending when you make when you do an action? What are your intents when you do a deed against somebody? What are your intent with your motives? What was your motive for doing something? What was the reason? Did you want to do it out of revenge? Did you want to do it out of spite? Did you want to do it to make you feel better? Did you want to do it for this reason or that reason? Once again, these are all key things to think about when you're looking at your actions. What were the intent behind your actions? Your lawyer will argue intent on your behalf, and the district attorney will argue your intent and doing what you did to make sure that he can close the case and make you a guilty party to the charges. Why? Because it's all locked in by intent. Keep that in mind. All right. Now, these are the whole thing with karma is it's rooted in fear based motives. Okay. Now the reason why is because that's the other side of karma, and that's what leads to you having to fulfill a dharma, which is, once again, a karmic debt that has to be paid in order to equal and get that balance. So an action that'll be repeated for lifetimes will happen based off of what you're doing, and it's going to stay that way and keep repeating itself. You're going to keep going through the same struggles, the same trials and tribulations until you realize that there's something for you to get out of it karmically. Once you figure out what that is and you can live through that situation, then the universe will recognize, okay, he understands or she understands that her karmic or his karmic debt or his karmic responsibility towards that action is what's going to keep him locked. So it looks like he's got his ish together and understands that, number one, if it happens to him while he's outside the home, deal with it outside of the home so that doesn't come back to you, to your home, in a form of negative active emotions wrapped up. And that's how you keep an attitude down. That's how you cannot bring problems to your home. Very important stuff, man. So when I tell you that this thing that we call karma, that we call reincarnation, is super important, and this is the reason why we stay in certain modes, because we're trying to learn. Karma is just another way of saying, I need to learn so I can move forward and experience more life. That is what karma is. Okay, so if you can accept that, and you can accept that karma is that thing that's going to help you, is working on your behalf. Don't look at karma as a bad thing. Look at karma as a necessary thing. So you can achieve karmic balance, and then you can reincarnate as you need to. And you can enjoy the people that are in your life because you now understand that they're in your life for a reason, and you treat them differently. This is beautiful stuff, people. This is beautiful, beautiful stuff, my realists. This will help you get your fur right. This will help you flick your fleas. This will help you pound your chest and swing your vine the best way possible. These universal laws are the key to what is missing in your life. And I've got at least 50 of them here that we're going to be going over. And I invite you to stick around with this. I invite you to chime in, add your comments, and learn what it is that all this has to do so you can become the best version of you that you could possibly be, so you can transition onto the next phase of the reason you are being. My realers, I love y'all. 2 dubs, 4 corners, peace, prosperity, and preservation. Go real life awaits. God, family, gorilla. Look, I want you all to stay chimed in. God Morning Rilla is the way that we're going to get this information out to you. Johnny Quantum 369 is the way we're going to get this information out to you. And this is the network that we're building. Okay? So chime in, follow us, like, follow, subscribe, do whatever you need to do to stay in tune with the information. Hit that bell with the notification so we know that you can get this information as soon as we drop these videos. And look, share this with somebody, man. The more good, positive things you share, your karmic debt decreases because you're spreading information that will help change somebody else's life. And that's going to make your life that much easier. I love you, man. G1, I'm out. Hey, it's a beautiful world. It's a beautiful life. And it's all gorilla.